Oh, young man, if ever it pricks your hearts, remember us once in a while. Us, the ones who lose their limbs one after the other, whose mothers have lost all hope, but not a shadow of pain on their foreheads. We don't care what happens to us, but Mother India's suffering overwhelms us every day. Which would be the glorious year when India wins freedom? We keep thinking of what's wrong with us and await the day that one would die for the country. Ask those of troubles who suffer. Ask those of troubles who suffer. Ask those of taste of martyrdom who die. Ask those of beauty of sight who are eager to see. Ask those of fire. Ask those of fire who care not for their lives. These are the lines written by Ram Prasad Bismil in a long poem in which he expressed the heartfelt feelings of the martyrs. Welcome to yet another episode of Remember Us Once in a While. Of course, we do remember you. But then this one is about letters written by the Punjab Kesari, Lala Lajpat Rai. Punjab Kesari, or the Lion of Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai, played a significant part in the freedom struggle. Having suffered severe lathi blows at the hands of the British government, his condition deteriorated so badly that he had to be admitted to a hospital where he breathed his last. Lala Lajpat Rai was very close to Bhai Paramanand. Lalaji sometimes wrote letters from Lahore to him in London and kept him informed about the political situation in the country. Here is one of Lalaji's letters written to Bhai Paramanand on February 28, 1907. This is Lahore, February 28, 1907. My dear Bhaiji, I received your last letter on time, but I am very sorry for not sending a reply all these days. I did not show your letter to Lala Hansraj or anyone else, for I am of the definite view that you should not return without a degree. If the managing committee of the Dayanand Anglo Vedic College refuses to shoulder the responsibility of your stay there, I will take it upon myself. The fact of the matter is that the managing committee has so much funds for study abroad that money can be sent to you for another 6 months should you choose to stay there. It's no use leaving things half done. I think it would look foolish to return without a degree. Please treat this as final. You will be sorry to know that I am withdrawing myself from the active work of Arya Samaj. I find that for some time our party has been disintegrating. The reason is that Lala Hansraj does not take his workers to confidence. Moreover, he stresses on things which are disliked by others. Rai Mulraj is trying to organize his own party with the cooperation of Amir Chand and Badhavaram. Almost all the Upadeshakas are with him. He is vehemently opposed to him and considers his motives dishonest. He is talking about Lala Hansraj. He is also against me for my political activities. He is trying to bring in Thakur Dutt Dhawan, Rambhaj Dhun, Ralaram, etc. in the managing committee. He is busy in this all the time, while the fact is that no one either speaks or does anything against him. The objective of all this is nothing but mischief. Rai Mulraj wants to undermine the position and the authority of Lala Hamsraj. Lala Ram Prasad is managing his factory in Khanna. As far as I am concerned, I have stopped taking part in the management of Arya Samaj and Dayanand College. I cannot even think of something that would damage the leadership of Lala Hansraj. He is the only person I regard as a leader of Arya Samaj. In spite of this, I cannot work with him. I have an inner feeling that Lala Hansraj made me a tool, and when I returned from Burma and people attacked me, Lala Hansraj did not stand by me. He thinks now I cannot do anything worthwhile. I may be wrong, and I wish my feeling to be baseless. Sometimes I start hating myself when I think on these lines and hate myself for not trying to take on a more liberal line of thinking. Whatever may be, I find myself helpless before the spectre of suspicion and distrust. Often I am alone with my books and letters. Sometimes Lala Sai Das meets me. I have also not invited Lala Hansraj and the others for a long time. We seldom meet, and if we do, it is mostly a formal affair. You must have read in the newspapers about the election of the office bearers of the managing committee. Judgment in the case of the Daily Punjabi has added to my troubles. Seen in a wider perspective, it has done wonders. It has brought about changes which 10 years of a dissemination could not achieve. But when I see people holding me responsible for the troubles of poor Jaswant Rai, I am pained. Not because I want to avoid the responsibility, but because of the hardships that have befallen upon Jaswant Rai. Here, the Europeans are very nervous. The boys behaved badly on the day the verdict awarding Jaswant Rai's sentence was pronounced. It is reported that they threw mud on the carriage of Mrs. Revas and humiliated her by raising slogans against her. Similar other things also happened. Anyway, Jaswant Rai appears strong, and it is possible that he endures a long spell of imprisonment. The same is the condition of the editor. But the responsibility to continue the daily would come upon me. Then it is feared that Spencer may file a civil defamation suit. As if this was not enough, and to torture me further, the condition of my son in law, Dr. Jaichand, became very critical, bringing him to the verge of death. However, I have faith in the justness, kindness of God. He shapes our destiny, and we should all act according to his dictats. I always pray that the light of truth and patriotism in my heart may not unfortunately fade, that the courage and patience which God has given me should stay so that I remain steadfast in adhering to my objective and fulfill my duty with courage. In such times, one wants true and tested friends to give moral support and to encourage and enthuse him. But unfortunately, in our Z-generated society, we do not get too many such friends. Railwaymen have written to me to prepare a constitution for the railway union. I shall be grateful if you could send me a copy of the manual of a railway union. In addition, I shall be obliged if you could send me one new book every month. This could be a revolutionary or a political novel, history, or any such book. If Shyamji, that's Krishna Verma, so wishes, he can spend some money on books for students here. Shyamji has donated rupees 10,000 for political missionaries. How does he wish to spend this amount? Can he spare a fraction of it to us? Please, just inquire from him and then write back. How do the Indians living in London feel about the trial of Punjabi? How has it affected them? Please give my regards to Mr. and Mrs. Shyamji. Please do write more to me about the life of Indians living in England. Yours, Lajpat Rai.